Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jamie. Today I am bringing you another furniture flip. I found this vintage secretary desk on Facebook Marketplace and I want to show you what I did. I was trying to get a similar desk like this in a auction, like an estate sale, but I missed out on that one, and I actually got this one as part of, not really a set, but this lady had two of these similar desks and we're selling both of them for $50 a piece, and I swiped them up immediately. And then I got distracted by a hummingbird, but I thought it was really cool that I caught it on camera. The first thing you should do with any furniture flip is to clean the piece. There's a lot of different cleaners you can use. I'm just using a Method degreaser. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of cleaner works best for me. And then I found what looked like a really old dried out like gingerbread cookie or something, but it might have been like an old ornament thing. After I cleaned, I removed all the hardware and got ready for sanding. I was a little nervous about sanding this piece, but the finish on it was really beat up, so I started off with a 120 grit just so that I wasn't digging too deep into the wood, and this finish actually came off really easy because it was so damaged, or like it basically was like peeling away almost completely. I personally like to do a quick sand over most of my piece, because that sometimes shows me some of the imperfections more than if I'm just looking at this like dirty, unfit, I don't know how to explain it, but for me it is easier for me to sand a little bit, wood fill, and then go back and sand in the wood filler, or sand over the wood filler. After I went through and filled in any of the places I wanted to fill in with wood filler, I let it dry, and then I came back in with that 120 grit sandpaper with my orbital sander and smoothed it all down. I also sanded the fronts of the drawers down to the veneer. I did break through on a couple little spots, but you'll see later that it all doesn't end up mattering. Then I came in with my surf prep pad just to get on the delicate edges where I couldn't take my orbital sander because I didn't want to mess with the details. These are really great foam pads that really just help to get into those details. As I was sanding, I found that I had this one larger repair to make. The leg was a little bit broken, so I filled it with wood filler, and I attempted to clamp it. I don't have the best clamps. I definitely need to get some better clamps, but it does hold it together a little bit better, and overall is much stronger. And then somewhere along the lines, I decided to take the veneer off to come down to the bare wood, which became a very difficult task. But I did it, and then I smoothed everything out. The next thing I wanted to do was whitewash the drawers. So I had 50% water and 50% chalk paint. And I'm going to go over the drawer first with just a little bit of water, kind of like a wood conditioner when you use stain. This way that the whitewash paint adheres in an even layer rather than soaking in certain areas much stronger than others. Then I'm going in with my whitewash, and the first go around I didn't like how much I took off. I felt like it wasn't white enough. So I go back over, and then when I do the second and third drawer, I just left it on a tad bit longer before I wiped it off. Next, I decided to prime the entire piece, and I'm using the Bin Shellac Base Primer. This is a great water-based primer. You just want to definitely do it in a well-ventilated area or outdoors. That's why I'm doing it outside. I ended up using 2 coats of primer. You just make your decision based off how much bleed through you have or if you have any at all. And then I got to spraying. This is my very first time, so when I get better and have more instruction, that's when I will tell you about how to do it, but for now, I'm still learning. I then covered the entire piece, including the drawers, with this Varathane polyurethane. It's water-based, and I did 2 coats. On the insert, I used this color by Bear. It's called In the Moment. It's really, really pretty. I just thought it would be fun to do a little pop of color inside the desk instead of white on white, and I am very happy about my choice. I managed to make the hardware look a little bit more modern, but I didn't love the brass color with the white and the whitewash, so I will use this hardware for something else at a later time. Later on, I realized to get the most crisp, beautiful edge on this hinge area, I had to take the front off, so if you're going to do a desk like this, I recommend taking the door off at the very beginning. The very last product that I'm using is this beeswax and orange oil. It's a polish for wood, and it's the last product I'm using besides the hardware. I'm using this to just brighten up these drawers. They're just looking a little dry and a little drab. Here you can see the amazing difference in this is a before and this was after I used the oil. You let it sit for about 30 minutes to an hour and then you come back and wipe off any excess and it comes out so pretty. I'm so happy I did that. I said that the hardware was the very last thing, which I got off of Amazon. It was almost the last thing, but if you notice the little wood pieces next to the drawer, those are the pullouts to hold the desktop. I ended up painting the ends white and adding a little knob on the end because it doesn't have the apparatus that pulls them out anymore. So you have to pull them out manually, and I did that very, very last. So this is the final and beautiful result. I absolutely love the way this turned out, and I almost don't want to sell it. But I did buy this to sell for profit, and I have another desk very similar to this, that I'm keeping for myself. So if I do want to do the same design, I can, but I think I might just have to try something different. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I plan on featuring a lot more furniture flips here on this channel, including some other DIYs. I'll see you guys next time.